In this video, I'm going to talk about how you get the dressing rooms ready for tech. So to get the dressing rooms ready, you want to make sure that every single costume piece is accounted for, in the right place, and ready to be worn. So on the rack in the dressing rooms, they're going to have the dividers with their names. And behind each actor's divider, you want to have every garment they need to wear during the show and only those garments. So this is a good time to go through and make sure that any of your extra options you had pulled that you didn't pick get taken out and are not there so that nobody's confused. You also want to make sure every costume piece is labeled. So we usually label things with like a small twill tape label like this with just the actor's name sewn inside the garment somewhere inconspicuous. This makes sure that actors don't accidentally take things home, and it makes sure that if two performers have really similar costume pieces, they don't accidentally wear each other's garments. You also want to make sure that things are both have their notes finished, but also are steamed or pressed if they need to be. So like this is rumpled. So if the rumpliness of this wasn't a design choice, I want to make sure that before tech, I give it a good steam, give it a good press, make sure it's going to look really nice on stage. You also want to make sure that if anything has tags on it from the store where you bought it, or if it has notes pinned to it, you take that off so it doesn't end up on stage. Some things don't get labeled by sewing a label on. So for example, a pair of shoes we usually label with masking tape. Something like jewelry, in order to keep track of it, since you can't label that, we usually put it in a little bag and then you label the bag. Or something like earrings that's smaller, you might have in their own little box. And having things set up like this before tech so that the actor finds them like this gives them a clue that they want to keep things like that, so then they'll probably put their necklace back in the bag, put that bag back in their ditty bag so that everything is kept track of and taken care of. You also want to make sure that everybody has in their ditty bag a mesh laundry bag labeled with their name. This is for them to put their socks, their underwear, anything like that into in order to put it in the laundry so that wardrobe doesn't have to touch someone else's dirty socks, and also so that the dryer doesn't eat the socks. On that note, you want to make sure that there's a laundry basket in every dressing room and that you have any sort of hair and makeup supplies that the actors might need ready and available for them. Usually at Hunter, actors provide their own makeup for basic makeup, but if there's something really specific, like they need to do a black eye or they have some kind of face-painted fairy makeup, anything like that we would provide. And then a lot of actors bring their own hair supplies, like their own curling irons, their own hairspray, things like that. But especially on the first day of tech, you want to make sure you have curling irons, gel, whatever's going to be necessary on hand in case the actors don't have it. So that's something you want to think about with your hair and makeup designs. If it's a 50s show and the men are supposed to have their hair super slick back, make sure you have gel. If you want the women to have updos with curls, make sure you have things like bobby pins, curling irons. You have those things ready and available to the actors if they should need them. The other thing you're going to do to get ready for tech is make dressing lists for the actors. So the dressing list gives the actor a checklist of all the things they're going to be wearing. And you're going to include with that the fitting photo so that they can remember how they had things on in the fitting. This is also a chance for you to take note of things that have changed since the fitting. So for example, here I've written that the sandals and the belt are new. It also allows you to address any concerns that the actor had during the fitting. So here I've written that I'll show you today how to wear the sash, and then I'll make sure that one of the wardrobe crew knows how so they can help you. So if there's something that's weird, like a sash that might be hard for them, or that they're definitely going to need help with, like a corset, you can make a note of that and make a note that you've trained someone on the wardrobe crew to help them so that they know that they're going to be taken care of. The other thing you might want to include on these is reference photos for hair and makeup. So hopefully you talked through some of these things in the fitting, but if you want something really specific for their hair or you want something like a smoky eye look, it's good to have a picture there of what exactly you're talking about so you can make sure you're on the same page. And these are going to be printed out and put at their stations in the dressing room. So, to review, if this was my hair design, what types of things would I want to make sure I had available for the first day of tech to help the actress execute it?